Alright, what's going on, guys? Marmaloo. Started recording this really late because I was watching the ETF 2 lower bracket final. Really good game. Besides, like, the first two maps are pretty slow. The last map was really good. If you want to watch that back at Team Fortress TV or whatever, watch the VOD. But, talk about ESEA. I'm gonna recap the match from Monday. That was the Meat Market versus Chaos Control match. If you didn't know, first map, like I said, the map Chaos Control did a pretty bad job with their first map ban. And they didn't ban Snakewater, and they ended up getting 5-0 rolled. Not much else to see here. I don't know. Throughout the series, the stats are pretty even on both sides, like the majority of the time. Besides, of course, having like 100 more DPM than Moo, but it was still pretty close overall. Second map. This was a bit... I think that they were up 4-1 at one point for Chaos Control, and like a lot of the mids were dominated by just Mei spamming lock and load pipes and stickies at big door and just nailing Ninja Nick, just the soldiers, the scouts, and just they got rolled on mid by Mei, and the rest of the map it was just Mirror Man and Moo kind of rolling people over. And I remember like two or three of the rounds were like Alpha, they Ubered in and Alpha just full capped last. Nothing else, just full capped in. They won that many rounds by doing that. And then the last map, which was also a really good map. Once again, Chaos Control were up 2-0 at half, and then they lose 5. But it was really back and forth, and it was a pretty good game overall. But in the end, you know, Kyuki, Corsa, and Sai kind of pulled it out, along with Ash. Ash has been playing pretty good in these games. So let's go into this match. So it's lower bracket final. Map bans have already happened and all that. I didn't have time to actually predict it because they banned it as soon as the lower bracket round 1 game finished. So maps are done. I guess I'll just go over what I think about the map ban. So if you don't know, these are the teams. Can I move this? Let me add one. Alright, so if you don't know, Ascent has Slemnish Pocket Scout, Yite Flank Scout, J Pocket, Laz Roamer, Bot Mode Demo, Skis Medic, and Meat Market has Corsa Kyuki Scout, Corsa on Pocket Scout, Ash on Pocket, Bro King on Roamer, unless I'm wrong, but it doesn't really matter that much, and then Side Demo, Ninja Nick Med. So, the pick ban ended up being expected. Meat Market bans propaganda. Ascent are good at propaganda, and no one's really playing propaganda besides them, so just get out that wildcard map. And Ascent, they do the right ban, in my opinion, because I don't think they have a super weak map that could be exploited by Meat Market. The maps they've banned before are just like Granary. Let me just make sure it was Granary. I'll do it on this page, actually. Yeah, so further down, yeah, they banned Granary. In the first round, they banned Granary, so they don't even do their normal ban because pretty sure, I'll check again, but I'm pretty confident that Meat Market also banned Granary. So they're definitely not confident in it, so I don't think they're going for a punish pick, and I don't think they did either. So Meat Market ended up picking Metalworks, which is a map they picked before. I don't know, they've looked pretty good, but Ascent have also looked pretty decent on it. So I don't think that's a very good pick. That's more of a comfort pick rather than a punish pick that they'd go for. And Ascent really is just playing this, I don't know, they play this pick ban like the better team. And what I mean is they, instead of banning maps that they're bad at, they're banning maps that the other team's good at. So they're making them go out of their comfort zone to try and beat them and challenging them, I guess, to go for a punish pick, which they didn't do. So then Ascent picks Gully Wash, which Meat Market didn't look that great on last night. They should have probably lost 5-1, but they got 2 rounds back. So it ended up being a 5-3. But I think Ascent should look pretty good on this map, and they should win it. And then next, Meat Market ban Sunshine. Sunshine looks like a pretty strong Ascent map. It fits Laz and Slem, I feel like, are going to do really good on a map like Sunshine, so they end up banning it. Then Ascent ban Granary, because that's what they banned in previous series. Then Meat Market ban Product. Just a wildcard map. I'm surprised they did ban that instead of a map like Process, which they first banned in the first series against Froyo. But yeah. So then Ascent, they had the choice between Badlands and Process, and they did pick Process against Froyo, even though they got pretty rolled. They definitely like it better than Badlands. So that's the pick ban. I'm going to talk about the roster comparisons. So I think I'm going to give Corsa the advantage over Slem purely because he's played Pocket Scout a lot more than Slem and has more experience. Even though I think Slem's crazy and he's a super good DM, I'm still going to give it to Corsa purely because of all that experience. And for Flank Scout, I'm kind of give it. I like Kyuki recently. Kyuki's been playing really good. Yeah, it's no slouch, but I think Kyuki, I'm going to give him the edge right now. I like how their scouts play together on Meat Market. So next, Ash. Honestly, I think Ash has been playing really good. Even though his stats haven't been looking that great, he's made some big plays for his team. He's playing a good role, doing his job. And I think he's doing a better job than Jay, in my opinion. So I'm going to give it to Ash. Last, this is pretty obvious. Laz is going to beat Broking in the matchup. Broking doesn't really play for as much stats, I guess. And he dies a lot trying to get through chokes and make space. So yeah, giving it to Laz. Next one, I think I just gotta give it to Sai purely because of all the experience. But the problem is Sai plays really baity and passive. So sometimes they're gonna lose fights purely because he's not committing, but he's gonna live. And a lot of times Nick and Sai are gonna be living in fights and leaving rather than committing all out and trying to win it. And lastly, Skis versus Ninja Nick. And Skis, he's been playing recently. Ninja Nick hasn't played in past who knows, like 8 seasons or something, 8 or 9, something like that. He's back. He's been looking okay, not that great, but I definitely got to get Skis. So next one, I think overall, I'm just going to give just a vague winning conditions, what I think they need to win. To win, I think that the 3 main, like, I guess, firepower for Ascent or Meat Market is going to be both scouts in the demo. So Corsa, Kyuki, and Sai, I think they all need to have pretty good games in order to compensate for Broking going in and making a lot of space and chaos. And also Ash, I think he needs to be playing pretty well. I think he could, if he plays well, he could take some pressure off one of the teammates if they're having a rougher game. So if they win, they need at least, I think, 3 people playing really well or pretty good. All right, so for Ascent, I think they should win purely because they're a better team. In my opinion, I like how Meat Market plays, but I think they're still just the better team. So I think they should win unless bot mode gets abused like he got abused in the Froyo match. And he was just getting caught out like crazy in that Froyo match. But if he can position himself well and get ready for the Meat Market chaos that happens from both soldiers and the scouts, they should win unless, once again, somebody on Ascent underperforms, 1 or 2 people. Okay, so I'm going to go across the maps a little bit more in detail. So Metaworks, I think it's a pretty good map for Meat Market as well, I think, but I still think Ascent's better. So it's a really good map to bait soldiers in or to get behind while trading Ubers, which is going to be a big thing that Meat Market is going to try and do with Corsa. And Corsa can look for dry pushes, Uber exchanges, and have enough space to actually isolate players in these fights. But another big plus for Meat Market, and a scary part for Ascent, is Meat Market is going to be pressuring those flanks really hard in points like mid to second. They're going to be trying to push house when Ascent goes underpass to push valley, and that could be a big back cap opportunity. So it's got to be on bot mode and Laz to be on watch for that. Same thing with back caps on last, and just pushing any door behind. They just have to be wary and watch out for a big flank play. All right, so for Ascent, I think this map is really good. It allows a lot of space for Laz and Yite to go for plays together or solo plays. And it has a massive skybox that Laz can fly through, go behind, not commit, he can do whatever he wants, and Jay can do the same. But I think Slemnish is also going to just eat up Broking and Ash, mainly Broking, and he's going to absolutely roll the soldiers. And this is the big part of this map is the mid. If a team wants, they can instantly aggress onto bot mode every single mid and force him out in really passive. And I think that Broking and them are going to focus on getting on him early and trying to kill him in a lot of mids. And just trying to abuse the fact that bot mode's not that experienced on demo. Right, so yeah, I said they're going to win it 4-2, Ascent. I think it's going to be a slower map. Metalworks ends up being a slow map because a lot of the points are really hard to break the stalemates. Because like for example, pushing into last is really tough a lot of the times because there's always a gun. The med's playing passive, and if he's not, he's playing close, and it's all covered. And the same thing about second is there's not many options to break mid to second. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a slow match. But both teams, especially Meat Market's been known to push off smaller ads and get an occasional Uber exchange in and try and get some pressure out while their player's down. Okay, so next map, Gully Wash. Meat Market didn't look that great against Chaos Control. A main big contributing factor was all the pressure that was on their own big door in the match against Chaos Control. May did a bunch of damage with lock and load pipes at big door, along with bolt soldiers bombing onto the elbow into big door and just instantly blowing up a medic or a scout or even the demo. So if bot mode and the soldiers can replicate that in any way, I think they should probably win this map, and mid's going to be really difficult for Meat Market. But Meat Market actually pulled out like a strange strategy where they waited in big door for like 5 to 7 seconds and just baited out bombers, and it didn't work that great in the match. I think it worked once or twice, but it's like a really weird strategy. If Ascent are ready for it, they can take all the high ground and just lock down mid. So this is a pretty good map pick for Ascent. I don't know. Both their soldiers have looked pretty good on this map, pretty strong. And I think this mid, well, I know this mid is heavily influenced by soldier bombs on mid, second, even last. A lot of it is soldier because there's a lot of flat ground. You can high bomb, you can jump on top of them, and big door is a really scary place at the start of mid for medics if a soldier really wants that med pick. Soldiers can insta-commit on demos. A lot of this mid can be influenced by the soldiers bombing. So I think Ascent's going to win the majority of the mids for that reason. In this map, I think definitely is going to be down to mids. So giving it to Ascent, 5-3. It could go either way. I think, if anything, these maps could go a lot more favored to Ascent. I'm just hoping for good games, you know. Got to get that content out. Less so content, but more good maps. There's only been 2 good maps in playoffs so far out of all these maps, and it was last series. That was it. And the first map was an absolute roll, so the last 2 maps were good, and that's really it. And the rest of games in playoffs, 5-0, 5-1, just domination. Okay, last map, Process. I didn't go too deep into this one, purely because I don't think it's getting this far. But if it does, I think Ascent should win it. I'm really surprised Meat Market allowed this through. I wouldn't be as shocked if they let products go through instead of Process, but they let through a map they banned earlier in the series, and a map that Ascent picked earlier in series. So, kind of strange, but I think both of the scouts on both teams should have a field day on this map, but in my opinion, the Meat Market soldiers are going to be a lot easier to kill and a lot less damage taken to kill them than the Ascent soldiers, because the Ascent soldiers have crazy VM. Crazy DM, Laz has crazy jumps. They'll jump in, they can hit a direct on the scout, even though when they should die for free. But I think Ascent should just win this pretty dominantly. And I'm hoping at least one good game is going to happen in the series. So, yeah, this match is happening. Let me check in. I think it's 10:30 tonight. Yeah, 10:30, 7:30 West Coast time. So, yep, 10:30 EST. I'm going to stream it on my Twitch channel. And it should hopefully be a good game. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you tonight.